Hello everyone, I am Rishali Chaudhary, lecturer Praveen Patil Polytechnic. Welcome you to the Applied Science Chemistry for the Metallurgy chapter. In the previous lecture, we already learned different types of metals, their uses, their property, extraction process, their alloying process. In today's lecture, we are going to learn the refractory. This is a different topic, whatever we learned today, and important for the engineering field. What is the refractory? Refractory are the material which is capable of withstand with a very high temperature without showing any sign of fusion. Furnaces, smelters are used by making a refractory. What is the refractory? The material which is capable of withstand with a very high temperature without any melting or any reaction with the components. This is the furnace, whatever you are seeing in an image. For that we are using the refractory material. This is used for making manufacturing of the metals. In this way, all the container is made up of metal. Then what will happen? The molten metal is going to react with that walls of a metal and they will form a alloy. That is not acceptable. We want a pure metal. So whatever the container is there, we are going to make with the stable substance or the stable material which is not going to melt even at very high temperature. That material is called as a refractories. What is the refractory? Which is capable of withstand with a high temperature. It's called as a refractories. When we are choosing refractory for making a furnace, we are going to understand the characteristics. It should be a resistance to the action of gases and the flames. It should not be corroded by the slag produced in the furnace. It should possess uniform rates of expansion and concentration. It should be capable of withstanding the pressure at which it is carried out. What is meaning of it is resistance to the action of gases and flames. We are using different chemicals in the furnaces and they are going to produce carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide at a very high temperature. So refractory material should not refract with these gases. It should remain stable. It should not undergo corrosion. It should not get degradation or deterioration by the metallic product it should not react with the impurity. It should passes it should passes uniform rate of expansion and contraction. If rate of uniform contraction and expansion is different, there may be chances of forming a cracks. Therefore, uniform rate of expansion and contraction is required. They also withstand with a high pressure. As per the behavior or the requirement, they are classified into the following types. That is called as acid refractories, basic refractories and neutral refractories. Acid refractories. These are not affected by the acid material, but they can be affected or attacked by the basic material. They are called as acid refractories. They contains alumina or silica. Example, fire, clay, silica, ganister are the important acid refractories. Basic refractories. These are the refractories which is not affected by basic material but cannot be used in acidic surrounding. It is attacked by the acid but it is not attacked or reacted by the basic material. Basic refractories contains basic oxides such as calcium oxide, that is a lime, and magnesium oxide. Example is magnesite, dolomite are the important refractories in this group. Neutral refractories. These are not affected by the acid as well as the basic material. called as a neutral refractories. Bauxite, chromite are the important refractories as a neutral. In an exam, they will ask you, among following is a basic refractories, or among following which attacks by the basic medium. So your answer is the acid refractory. They will ask you example, or they will ask you among following which is not affected by acidic as well as the basic material. Options will be answer will be a bauxite and chromate, which are the neutral refractories and not affected by the acidic or basic materials. Here also the same, acid refractories, basic refractories and neutral refractories, and a special type of refractories. Why it is important? Because when we are carried out metallurgy of iron, we required a material which should be stable with a high temperature. So refractory material should be withstand with a high temperature. It should be withstand with the molten metal and hot gases as well as the slag corrosion. It should withstand at a service conditions. Means it should not form any cracks, it should not get melted, it should not react with any material. It resists contamination of a material with which it comes into contacts. Maintains sufficient dimensional stability at a high temperature and during repeated thermal cyclings. The properties of refractories. When we are choosing refractory material for making a furnace, the following properties we are going to study. First one is called as a refractoriness. It is a capacity of a refractories to withstand very high temperature without any sign of fusion. Means maximum till what temperature this material is stable, that is called as a refractoriness. If the material is having melting point above 2000 degrees Celsius, so we will say that refractoriness is 2000. Till 2000 refractory will maintain their solid structure, but above that temperature it is going to melt it. So it is determines the operating temperature of a furnace. If metal is having a higher melting point, we have to choose such a refractory material which is having higher melting point than a base metal. Refractories under rod, that is called as RUL. Refractories under load. It is a temperature required for the deformation of the refractories. Refractories should withstand load at a high temperature. Means even the temperature increases and even we are applying very high load, refractory material should not break or should not react with that metal. Thermal expansion. Refractories should have low thermal expansion and contraction. If they are having high thermal contraction and expansion, they are going to break or cracks formation will take place. Thermal conductivity. It is the amount of heat flowing through the refractories under the normal condition. It should be a low. It should not allow excess of heat to pass through it. It should not allow heat to be contact with the atmosphere. Porosity. Refractory should not be porous. If it is a porous, then molten slag enters the hole and weakens the structure and decreases the strength of refractories. What is meaning of the porous? See, this diagram explain the porosity. In the first we will observe that no pore space. So there is no holes are there. So it is called as a non-porous, non-permeable. Another one is smaller pore size. That is called a porous, but it is having a unconnected pores. Here connected pores, so any liquid medium can be passed easily through the porous medium. It will not pass through the non-porous medium. If refractories are porous, what will happen? Molten metal will enter in that porous and they are going to break the or weakens the structure. While if it is a non-porous, metal will not go inside or enters inside the holes and does not weaken the structure. So refractory should not be porous. It must be a non-porous. Thank you so much for your attention. Send me your queries or the doubts on brprushali.fy@gmail.com. Thank you so much.